Hearts finally meet. Catherine Hayes stood at the kitchen window of the grand estate, watching autumn leaves dance across the manicured lawn. 3 years of marriage. 3 years of sharing a home with a man who remained as distant as the mountains on the horizon. Their arrangement had begun as many marriages did in their social circle, born of mutual benefit rather than passion. James Whitmore needed a wife to satisfy his late father's will, and Catherine needed security. After her family's financial collapse, they had agreed to a marriage of convenience, nothing more. James was a kind man, she had discovered. He ensured she wanted for nothing: a beautiful home, fine clothes, respect in their community. Yet in all their time together, he had never once reached for her hand, never lingered in a doorway to share a quiet word. They lived as polite strangers sharing the same address. Catherine had grown up believing that love was something that happened in novels. Not in real life, and certainly not in arranged marriages, but somewhere along the way, watching James read his morning paper with such concentration, seeing how gently he spoke to the elderly gardener, noticing how he quietly donated to local charities, her heart had begun to soften toward him. The one turning point came on a snowy February evening. Catherine had fallen ill with pneumonia, and for the first time in their marriage, James showed genuine concern. He sat beside her bed for hours, reading aloud from books of poetry, bringing her warm soup prepared with his own hands. "Why are you being so kind?" she asked weakly during one of her clearer moments. James set down his book, his usually composed expression troubled. "Catherine, I need to tell you something I should have said long ago." He took a deep breath as if gathering courage for a difficult confession. "I was married before. Briefly when I was very young. My first wife, Sarah, died in a car accident just 6 months after our wedding. I swore I would never allow myself to care that deeply again. It hurt too much to lose someone I loved." Catherine listened with growing understanding as James continued. "When we married, I thought I could keep my heart safely locked away. But watching you these past 3 years, seeing your kindness to everyone around you, your quiet strength, the way you've made this house feel like a real home, I've fallen in love with you, Catherine, completely and helplessly in love." Tears gathered in Catherine's eyes. "Then why have you stayed so far away?" "Because I was terrified," James admitted. "Terrified of losing another person I couldn't live without." As Catherine recovered, something beautiful began to bloom between them. James started joining her for morning coffee, sharing stories from his childhood. Catherine began leaving little notes in his briefcase and simple words of encouragement that made him smile during difficult business meetings. Their first real kiss came on a spring evening as they walked through the garden together. It was gentle, tentative, like two people learning a new language together. Neither rushed the moment, both savoring this new chapter of their relationship. "I want you to know," James said softly, holding her close, "that I'm claiming you now. Not as property, but as my true wife, my partner, my dearest friend. If you'll have me." Catherine smiled through happy tears. "I've been waiting for you to find your way to me." That night, for the first time in 3 years of marriage, they fell asleep in the same room. Not out of obligation, but out of choice. James held Catherine's hand as she drifted off to sleep, marveling at how something as simple as human touch could feel like coming home. Their love story had taken the long way around, but as Catherine often told her friends in later years, the best gardens are the ones that grow slowly, with patience and tender care. Sometimes the greatest gift we can give another person is the time to heal, and the space to choose love freely when their heart is ready to open again.